Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, and welcome to yet another TBR jar picks my reads. Now this is going to be for the month of October. I genuinely cannot believe we're already picking books for October. Like, that's insane. When I started doing these videos at the beginning of the year, I didn't really know how much I would enjoy them or if I would actually follow this TBR, which it's been very on and off on whether I actually have or haven't followed it, but it's been very fun to do these videos and to kind of give myself like a bit of more guidance in reading, as I mainly kind of like mood read, I guess you would say, but it gives me a guidance on what books I should read next. Now I've got my TBR jar here. I have added some more prompts in here as we were getting pretty low on prompts. So last night I went through and I found some new ones, and so I added them in. So I've got some new ones in here. Okay, and the first one, a book with a cartoon cover. Easy done. Easy done. Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the third book in the Icebreaker series. It's a new release and I have been waiting so long for this book. I picked it up when it got released and I've been really wanting to read it, but again trying to focus on my TBR, so I'm really glad to be putting this one on my TBR for October. So this series is the Icebreaker series, so you've got Icebreaker and then you've got Wildfire. Whoa. And it follows a college ice hockey team. So this one follows Henry. I think it's like a fake dating, she's like tutoring him type scenario, which should be really interesting to read and really interesting to be back into like the college setting that we saw in Icebreaker. So this is the first one for October. Now on to book number 2. A book with a pretty cover. This is really like giving me some free chance. What would be a pretty cover? This is also a pretty cover, I would say. It's like a nice cover. We also have this one back here, which I picked up in Melbourne at the beginning of the year. This is also an option. Okay, so for a pretty cover, I've chosen Never by Jessa Hastings. I've been reading the Magnolia Parks by her, so I'm really interested to read something that's not in that universe, and this is a like Peter Pan reimagining, I believe. Like, one, look at this cover. Jessa Hastings covers are just absolutely beautiful. But yeah, as I said, this is a Peter Pan reimagining. There's some like lore with him, and I think it's like a mix between Peter Pan possibly being the bad guy and like Captain Hook being the good guy. But yeah, I don't know too much other than it's a Peter Pan reimagining. But yeah, it sounds really interesting. I'm excited to read her writing not in the context of the Magnolia Parks universe, and again the cover is just stunning. Okay, now into book number 3. A really popular book. This is so different to like some past TBRs. It's like really just vague prompts, which I'm not mad about because then I get more free reign. We have the other Magnolia Park series. I mean, the Chronicles of Narnia is definitely popular. Don't know how like recently popular though. What I might do, I might pick Uglies actually, because it was popular in like the mid 2000s, especially like going into like the 2010s because of the whole dystopian era of like movies and everything. But with the release of the movie adaptation of this, I feel like it's really picked back up again. So this is like an old cover of the series I found at a secondhand store. I remember I started reading this in year 10 for my English lit course. I remember starting reading it and I never finished it because then we like swapped books before I could. But I always like think about this book randomly sometimes, and I really want to fully read the book before I watch the adaptation, so I think I'm going to pick this one. But if you haven't seen anything about it, basically it's a dystopian world where you have like your uglies, and then on their like 16th birthday they get this like surgery done or like something, or a transformation that they go through, and they turn pretty. And then you have like a divide between the uglies and the pretties and all that, and then like a utopian world, so obviously something's wrong with it, and you have like a rebel uprising. From what I gathered, from what I remember reading, I don't remember if I got too far into the book, like maximum would have only gotten halfway. So I'm really excited to like read this book and then like see the adaptation within the movie from it. Okay, now picking the fourth book. Random generator picks a book. That's what I have here. So when I wrote this, it was a like count how many books I have, and then based on the number it gives me, I will pick that book. How many books do I have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Jesus. Got 1 out of 41. I don't know if you can be able to see this. Okay, so it's given me 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Of course it would be this book. You guys can't see it. Number 33 was The Priory of the Orange Tree. Do you see this book? Do you see how chunky this book is? I think I've started reading this book a couple times and I really want to read it. I've heard such amazing things about it. It's so confusing at the beginning that I just have yet to wrap my head around it. I think what I need to do is when I do read this book, like just have a good portion of time where I'm not tired, I'm not trying to think of anything else, and just sit down and get through a good chunk of the beginning to then hopefully understand what's going on. I really don't know too much about this book. From what I have read so far, it's only like a chapter or two that you've got like the east and west side or something like that. There's some sort of like thing going on. I really don't know too much about it. The cover looks really good. Like I love the color. The cover is really pretty. But yeah, I really don't know too much. Every time I've tried to read it, I get really confused, but I will try and get through it. And of course, this just had to be book 33 on the TBR card. Final book, and please give me something easy as well, especially after giving me The Priory of the Orange Tree. A book with yellow on the cover. This is like a goldy yellow. That's orange. This has peachy yellow. Okay, well, I'm choosing This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. Nice, simple, easy romance to finish off this TBR, especially after that last book. But this is the same author as Every Summer After. There is another book by her as well. I don't think I've read that one yet, but I did read Every Summer After and I loved that book, like absolutely loved it. It was a 5-star read for me. So this is like her newer release. I think it was released at some point this year. The title is giving The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't know too much about this book. I think all her books are set in like that summer. So it's kind of like a best friend's brother forbidden romance type book where they see each other every summer and like they try not to give into temptation of each other. I just gotten that literally from the back, so not a spoiler. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this. If it's anything like Every Summer After, I'll absolutely devour it. But yeah, I feel like this is a good way to end off the October TBR. So to recap, we have Never by Jessa Hastings, Daydream by Hannah Grace, Uglies by Scott Westfield, Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Oh no. And then we have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. So there we have it, my October TBR. We'll see throughout the month of how much I actually read, and then I have a video coming out about my September TBR, so please stay tuned for that one. And yeah, that is today's video. I hope you like it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.